YouTube. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning here for Canadian Retro. I'm just about to head out here actually, just after having some breakfast here. I'm going to go to Futureshop and I'm going to end up trading in some games here. Hopefully I can trade in a few of them, but we'll see what happens. I think the deal is it's one per customer. So basically I'm going to try to trade in one game and see if I can get like Call of Duty Ghosts or something like that, which is brand new. That's basically the deal right now. You can either get Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, or Assassin's Creed, whichever the newest one's called, I can't even remember. But you take in an old game and you can trade it, direct trade basically for that. So I'll show you the games that I'm planning on taking with me in order to do that right now.
Alright, so these are the games that I'm going to be attempting to turn into Futureshop. I'm kind of doubtful that this is going to work. Seems like a too good to be true kind of deal, so we'll see what ends up happening today when I take these suckers in and see if I can get them. The reason why I grabbed 4 is because these two games are identical, they're just for different systems, so I don't know if that's totally going to work. So if it doesn't, I will have an extra one to give up. This one here I bought for $5. This one was 2. That was 2. I believe this one was for 2 as well. So hopefully I can get at least 3 of the 3 games for these 3 or these 3 or whatever. Alright, see you soon.
Alright YouTube, I'm back. Yeah, things went pretty great here. I'll show you what I did actually, kind of interesting. I went there, it was 9 o'clock in the morning. Basically when I got there, there's about 20 people lined up in front of me outside of Futureshop, and by the time we actually got in there at 10 o'clock when they opened, there were at least a few hundred people, I think. The lineup was massive behind me, so I'm glad I went in a little bit early. I went in an hour early, and I didn't have to wait that long. I think it took me about half an hour basically. Once they started getting the ball rolling, though, the games were sort of pouring out from there, but people were trading in a whole bunch of stuff. So this is the game that I traded in for NHL 08 for Xbox 360, a ridiculously inexpensive game. I picked up Call of Duty Ghosts, sealed, brand new, everything good to go. So that was the deal for Futureshop. Now, I had 3 other games with me that I showed you earlier when I took them upstairs and I laid them all out to show you them. While I was standing in line, I met some really nice guys I was talking to, because we were standing there basically next to each other for an hour type of thing. And while I was standing there, I had those games in my hand, like those sports titles and things like that. And I said, look man, if I can only trade in one title, I'm gonna walk away with a whole bunch of really garbage games here. Not totally garbage games, but just not very valuable games. Doesn't really help me for my collection kind of thing. And so I ended up trading him for this game right here. I traded him the U Draw Pictionary game for Call of Duty Black Ops 2. So I don't actually have this in my collection until this very moment, and it's complete. So pretty happy with that. I was able to walk away with something, because you can only do 1 trade per day kind of thing. The next thing is, when I actually got inside, I ended up, I was standing in the reservation line, didn't realize it, where people had pre-reserved the games. So I didn't actually do that. And when I was speaking to somebody in line, they said they had mentioned that, and I said, oh geez, I'm in the wrong line. But before I left that line, I had another one of my titles, which I believe was NHL 08 for the PS3, and he had in his hand a copy of Soul Calibur 4, so I offered him to trade it right there, then and there kind of thing. This was even before I actually got the Call of Duty game, but I ended up trading him for that, so I ended up getting Soul Calibur 4 out of the deal, and again, it's complete. And then finally, I left that place. I went over to the Best Buy, which is basically across the street. I was standing in line, but I didn't really have the time to stand there in that line and wait to trade in another game. So while I was standing there, I was sort of there for 15 minutes, and I said, I gotta get out of here because I had stuff to do with my family and things today. So I decided I just offer someone a trade, and I had NHL 2010 for the PS3, and I traded it for Grand Theft Auto 4 to that person. And basically it was the same kind of line. I'm like, hey man, I gotta get out of here, and you're trading this in anyways. I might as well walk out of here with something good. And he's like, sure, no problem. It doesn't have the manual, but no big deal. Really do like this game. I do have it for the 360, but I figured this is better than having NHL 10 in my collection. I'd rather have something like this. So basically, for all of that, I paid essentially nothing, I guess, is the way to look at it. Maybe $4 or $5, maybe up to $10. All that other stuff I gathered was basically out of thrifting, so not a bad deal at all, especially on this one. Obviously, I traded like a $1.25 game for a brand new Call of Duty game, so a pretty amazing deal right there. The deal's still going on until Monday, so I really recommend, if you're in Canada, I don't know if this is in the United States, but if you're in Canada, get some garbage games. Make sure that they're PS3 or Xbox 360, get some lower end titles, and get yourself to Futureshop and see if you can pick up something great. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all later.